Hi everybody. Today we are doing a little bit of a different video. So I found this Philodendron Pink Princess back at a big box store. Kind of walked by and they happened to have a couple on the shelf, and not usually something you walk by and see. It was in really wet soil, and I tend to repot things. Oh, sorry, we have a appearance by the cat, as always when I try to tend to plants. The cats like to come check out and see what's going on. Anyways, I was super excited to find this Pink Princess. It has some leaves that have some promising pretty variegation if it was healthy. As you can see, I was reluctant to put it back in the 6-inch pot that it came in. Sorry guys. I was reluctant to put it in this 6-inch pot that it came in, but I am not super experienced with philodendrons. I've had a Birkin for a while, but I am a little more new to the philodendron family. So I was like, well, maybe I'll put it back in here and I'll keep an eye on it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been keeping an eye on it. It has only been watered since it was repot. It had the repot back probably more than 2 weeks ago. I'm a little concerned. It did have 2 small plugs because I was thinking about planting them separately, and that is what we're gonna do today. You can see this one's still on here. At least it's this mesh. I usually let them go, although this one's like pretty much coming off. So I'll take some of that off and leave this part on that's more stuck. But these are so tiny. Honestly, they never should have been in this pot in the first place. And I don't know. I should have just made a better decision when I repotted it, because as you can tell, it's not adjusting well. I'm starting to get a little bit of yellow leaves. I have droopiness. So today we are going to get it out of this big pot. This is a good lesson on why it doesn't matter how big your plant is up here. It really matters how big your roots are and what size pot these should go in. Now, I was looking around at my different pot sizes. I picked out a couple. This is I think these are 3.5 inch. I was debating if I should put them together, if I should separate them. I even grabbed these clear ones because I might want to keep an eye on the roots. So this guy is really tiny. The good thing is I don't see any root rot. The roots that are here look healthy. Hold these up a little closer so you guys can see. The roots look healthy. You know, they're not dark or soft, soggy, anything like that. They're just very small and immature. So, I mean, look, some of these are so droopy. I mean, they're literally, I don't even have to trim them. They're just kind of pulling off. So we are going to do a little bit of a rescue on this guy today. I obviously took the big pole out. Too big for this guy right now. Oh, look, my kids left me a surprise in there. Looks like we have a little bottle of pink sand. Why am I not surprised? I find stuff everywhere. Life with too many kids, right? So let's see. I think we're gonna go ahead and put them together in this clear pot. I want to sort of watch for root growth I have a shorter one, but I think because I have this bamboo pole, I at least want to give it something to have some support. I'm going to stick with this little bit of deeper one. Now I'm going to reuse some of the soil. This, as you can tell, as I'm pouring it in, has a lot of perlite. You can see the orchard bark in there. This is mostly cocoa coir mixed with some, I always tend to mix succulent soil. And I know not everybody loves the Miracle-Gro succulent soil. I've been pretty lucky with it. I mix it with a lot of other stuff though, so maybe that's why it's kind of just my fill-in, because you know it already has some feed in it. All right, so let's see how we can position these guys in here. So if you can see, I'm looking to see how deep you want them, not too deep in, but not too high up either. So that looks pretty good right there. I'll fill in some soil under that. And then this guy, I loosened up a little bit on his root ball. Like I said, I'm leaving that little bit of mesh because it's pretty stuck. And I don't want to disturb any more roots, because this philodendron will be so beautiful once it starts to really take off. It's just having a rough time right now. You know, sometimes you find these plants in store and you're so excited you found them. It's like, yes, I would love to have one of these. And you get them home and you realize, oh my gosh, look at this like wet soil they're in. And I kind of came across these guys. I found a white knight that same day, so I actually couldn't even get to them the day I brought them home. I had to literally come home and sit them near a window and go back out the door. I had a lot of stuff going on, so I didn't get to them until later that weekend. So that also bothered me that they sat in that wet soil a little longer than I would have preferred. But like I said, hey, sometimes, you know, you're out having coffee with a friend that, you know, you actually get like some mom time. You have to take advantage of that because it comes far and few between. And you happen to stroll across the street to, you know, store, and what do you find? A Philodendron Pink Princess and a white knight. So then you look like a goof carrying two big potted plants across multiple parking lots to go back to Starbucks to find your car. But sometimes when you find stuff, like I said, I am a shopper of opportunity, and when I find things that I just would love to have, I know that you gotta grab them because they don't last. And honestly, I went back the next day, or not the next day, like 2 days later. It was a weekday at that point, and I forget what, there was something else I had to go look for. I've been searching for a snow queen pothos for quite a while, and I had heard that some people had spotted some, so I quickly stopped back and ran in to see if maybe there was one and I missed it with my quick trip the other, you know, few days prior. And these guys were gone. There was probably 4 or 5 white knights and I think like 3 pink princesses, and they were no more. So I was happy with the way those roots looked. I had pulled out some rooting hormone. I was debating on what when I pulled these out, I wasn't sure what I was going to see. So I had grabbed my rooting hormone because I wasn't sure if we were going to have to do some rooting hormone. I had my peroxide water ready in case. I was afraid we were maybe going to find root rot. And I'm very pleased that we did not find any root rot on this. I really think it's just a small plant, you know, 2 small plugs that were put in way too big of a pot, and they're just struggling. So before I stick this pole in, you always want to look at your plant. Your plants always have like a front and a back. Sometimes you have to look at them a little bit to kind of realize where the front and the back is. So my guess is this is the front on this plant by the way it looks. So I'm just gonna stick this bamboo stick down in between the 2 plugs. Get down in there, because as you guys know, or maybe you don't, maybe you're newer to philodendrons like I am, these plants like to have something to grow. Even this young, they like to have something to grow. I was deciding if I want to use my favorite Velcro tape or if I want to use a clip. And I don't want to mess with these leaves too much, so I might actually try a small clip. I found these clips at the Dollar Tree for literally $1. Big and small clips. Love things like this because, as you can see, you know, it allows room for the plant to grow. You can look and see which size clip will work the best. Sorry, my dog's hanging out here watching me. The cats are hanging out here watching me, so I apologize if you hear them in the background. You will find out if you watch enough of my videos, I am never truly alone. So you can see I just clipped the bottom here under these leaves. I want to leave room for these leaves to come out. This is trying to push out some new leaf. I just put it underneath here to support it on the pole, and it will help it as it continues to grow. Oh goodness, Binks really needs some attention today. He has appeared in our videos several times. And let's see, this one, as you can see right here, this one is trying to put out some new growth. So I want to be really careful where I clip this one. I don't want to hinder that. I actually might put a clip way down low here to give that some support as well. Let's see how that looks. I don't think it's hurting the other one too much. Like I said, the good thing is this soil was dry before I went ahead and put it in here. Now, as this, I don't know if you can see, the reason I don't want to clip this yet right here is you can see how this leaf is going to be coming out. Once it emerges, I probably will go ahead and clip it. But I don't like to hinder their growth. So here we go. As you can see the perlite, a lot of perlite bark. And as the roots grow, I can keep an eye on it. Excuse me. I think I coughed in some soil today. But as always, I will never have enough plants. And thank you for joining me today as we worked on saving this beautiful pink princess philodendron.